Born and raised just outside of Missoula, 25-year-old Rachel Dierken gets her pulse checked on airplanes by flight attendants because she sleeps so hard. She once got her foot stuck in a trombone, in the slide of a trombone, and she loves to read, travel, and spend time with family and friends. You won't be hearing the trombone story tonight, but she thought you should know and hopes you enjoy what's about to happen. Please welcome Rachel Dierken.
Is that good? Sure. When I was 21, I studied abroad in Tartu, Estonia. I think this is moving down real fast. I don't know. Some bad advice, tell a story. Mike's gonna listen. Thank you. All right, here we go. So, when I was 21, I studied abroad in Tartu, Estonia, in northeastern Europe, and I made a friend, Brian, from Baltimore. And our friendship was really a rivalry about who was the most badass, him being from Baltimore, me being from Montana, obviously superior. And we decided we wanted to go to Amsterdam. We were in Europe, and when we were going to go again. So we decided I would do the flights, he would do the housing. I booked some kick-ass tickets, and a friend recommended we should couch surf. And I have couch surfed, and it was a very positive experience. Brian never had, but was on board. And he messaged a few people on couchsurfing, and we heard back from 35-year-old British mailman, Simon, who had 2 couches for us at the end of November when we were planning to go. So, all right, let's do it. Amsterdam or bust. So we go to Amsterdam, we get there, and we take our bus all the way out to the outskirts of town as instructed. And, you know, there's some construction sites, and it's an industrial area, but there are some apartment complexes. So off we go to find Simon. We go into the first apartment, and we don't see his name on the address. Okay, it's fine. We go to the next one. After about an hour, we can't find his name on any of the apartments. So we're a little nervous, but we're fine, you know, we're cool, we can handle this. And we find a public phone and give him a call. Hey man, we're at the bus stop. How do we get to your place? And he tells us, oh, you have to go through the industrial part, the construction site. Okay, off we go. We walked for about 5 or 7 minutes through warehouses, and we see this empty, dilapidated warehouse with the address on it. And a little nervous, and out walks this guy with a mohawk and tattoos, and he's got piercings, like really punk. Not your Brit sipping tea, it's Simon, the 35-year-old British mailman. So while I'm taking in this abandoned warehouse and this strange person walking towards me, I have this internal monologue. My father watched Taken, the movie with Liam Neeson, the week before I flew. For those of you who don't know, it's a movie where his daughter goes to Europe alone and is kidnapped. And I'm going, oh shit, my dad's an elementary school principal and does not have the special set of skills that I'm gonna need if this happens. But I look to my right, and Brian is there, and there's no way he's gonna see me flinch, so we follow Simon into this warehouse. Turns out they're squatting. It's just empty warehouse in Amsterdam. It doesn't have electricity, there's no plumbing, no heat, but what they make up for, or what they don't make up for in electricities, they make up for in other couch surfers. There were at least 7 other people there that had all been accepted by Simon. So, okay, to be polite, we all, go around and introduce ourselves. And there's this one girl, she's like, oh, I'm from Idaho. I get super excited, go to shake her hand, and she stands up and just fairy wings. And I was like, not quite the support I was hoping for in this environment. Okay, we're fine. And so it is Amsterdam, and everyone's passing around a couple joints. So Brian and I are like, yeah, this will calm us down, relax us, let's do it. So we're smoking a couple joints, and I don't know anything about weed, but I know it's not supposed to be really sweet. And so after a couple times, it's kind of like, this is really sweet, what's going on here? And one of the random couch surfers goes, oh yeah, we put some mushroom honey in that. To which, excuse me, you did what now? This is exactly where I want to be, a squatter's house in Amsterdam with mushrooms. Totally normal, okay. I'm fine. This is going to be okay. And then the girl from Idaho suggested we go out to a concert of a band, Portugal the Man, who I actually really like. They're from Portland. They're familiar. I'm like, let's get out of this environment, go to one I might react to a little better. We walked for about an hour, and we get to this venue that's this old church that they've repurposed into a music venue, and it's a really cool scene. But they kept the stained glass windows, and I don't know if this was the building or the drugs, but there was some weird demonic imagery that didn't sit too well with me. But the show was really wonderful, and it calmed us down, we were able to enjoy whatever happened. And then it was time to go back to our home, abode, I don't know what to call it. We went back, and Simon, who had not, he didn't come to the show with us, decided that Brian and I should have our own little space, which was fine, except because there was no heating, we were further from the water heater that they had cut a hole in and put wood to burn, and had about maybe 10 feet of warmth, so that was a little disappointing, but, we didn't need to be with everybody else. So into our little closet-sized room we went. And this room, there were two windows. There was no glass. It was just the plastic construction sheeting kind of covering it up. And again, we're at the end of November. In Amsterdam, as far as longitude, it's between Calgary and Edmonton, so it's really cold. But the windows are not there. There is a bare mattress on the floor and a small little table, because no electricity, they had candles, in a pentagram. So, at this point, I'm convinced I'm going to be sacrificed. But can't let Brian see me sweat. Everything's cool. So I ask him, hey Brian, which side do you want? He says, I want this side closer to the wall. You can sleep by the windows. So as I'm putting my coat and my hat and scarf and gloves on, muttering, chivalry is dead, you asshole, I curl up, and there's this big lumpy pink blanket with David Bowie lightning bolts on it. I don't know, but it's all we had, so we were gonna make do. And Brian went to go take out his contacts in some reflective service. And he found the bathroom. I don't know what the plumbing situation looked like, but they did have a sink, which was a mannequin's leg and a bowl on top. No questions. So Brian came back, and he put on all of his, warm stuff, and crawled in next to me and just goes, oh, ew, there's something here. Yep. So I grab a candle, because there's no light, and I pull back our blanket. There's a huge pile of nasty vomit. Just chilling right there. Yeah, and we're both just like, oh my God. I'm secretly thinking, karma's a bitch, you sleep in the vomit, I'll take the cold window. We're fine. So we grab a little towel and wipe it off and put it down, and he sleeps on top of the towel. We actually went to sleep and woke up alive, no sacrifices took place. But we were broken, and we made eye contact, and we're just like, I can't, man, this was the worst thing I've ever done, I can't do it again. It was mutual defeat. So it was okay. Luckily, there was a guy who went to my university that I met one time, but he was studying abroad in Amsterdam. Public library Facebooked him, "Hey man, can I sleep on your floor? Because I slept in vomit in a squatter's house last night." And luckily, he was very generous and accepted. But because it was the Thanksgiving weekend, his dad and 2 other friends were there. So 6 of us wedged into a 1-room apartment. But now whenever I hear someone say, "I'm going to Amsterdam," I like to say, "Oh, I've been to Amsterdam. Might I recommend a hostel?" Thank you.